Um, there is a very kind of common subject nowadays about Aquarius era that we change from one era to another, and like people are asking what is the idea behind, why is that, when it happened. To me, it's not important when exactly it happened. For me, okay, let's say it 2012. That was the line, but it's really not that important. If you know the Escher's, I think those are Escher's paintings or sketches, where from one side you can see birds, like that would be a little picture where birds are coming this way, and some fishes are coming that way, and in the middle somewhere you see the shape of the uh, bird would be will transform into the shape of the fish, and the same fishes, as they come from here to there, they transforms also. So in my feeling, not according to my knowledge, because I didn't check it ever, but how I feel it, those things, uh, um, that big change which happened to us, to all the planet, it didn't happen like instantly in 1 second. Some people from a new era were born in the previous era, but initially they were just uh, like few of them, one in a century or something, but then it was one in 50 years, and then it was like 10 in 50 years, and then it was 100, and then it was like 1000. So it was like coming to the certain point where you see more birds than fish, or vice versa. It doesn't matter when exactly it happened, but the tendency is that we came from this to that. So now what I have is called Aquarius era, but it's not important when it happened, and necessarily why, like what is there behind. More important, behind I mean like theory, um, why we decided to call it that way, or who invented that idea. But the most important information is how your life has changed according to that, because people um, uh, can know nothing about all that explanation, but they can feel in their everyday life that for sure life has changed dramatically, like from, not like from white to black, but quite in the same manner. I would say what has changed from 2 dimensions from to 3 dimensions, or from 3 to 4. Like it was like flat and became 3D. It's such big a change that you can't miss it. You can't live your life without noticing that. Another story is, you can think, oh my god, everybody experienced some changes over their life. No, this change happened to all the planet, all the people, and it was really really huge. So I would try to explain what was before and what appeared after. As I said, it's not relevant how it's called. Let's say it's Aquarius, but that's not the main idea. So, one of the most important things is change from the importance of many to the importance of one. So, many was always important through centuries, thousands of years, like for a long, long time. And we feel as if it was always like that. Probably before was another era and some other circumstances, but it was so long ago, people would not keep that information. But now one is the most important. The kind of the crucial thing is what one person feels, knows, like everything about a single person is the most important, and all the others coming after that. While here it was like others are important and one person was somewhere behind that. And on the internet you actually can find a very interesting picture, and it's actually in English, that the little boy will be standing on his knees in front of the bed, and on the wall he was like praying, like staying on his knees praying, staying in front of that wall. And what is written on the wall it shows, like in a nutshell, the whole idea of the previous era. It is written that first is God, second is others, and the last is you. That was the most common, and like it was like a biggest rule of that era. You is last anyway. Nobody cares what you think, what you want, like who you are. It is important somehow, maybe for somebody who is close to you, but first of all, systems. And I don't think God was here in terms of real God who created the whole world or universe. No, mostly it was like religion. And unfortunately, it wasn't God in the sense that we all are creations of God. No, it was like system. Like here is system is the most important thing. Then a lot of people, like little systems, is the second thing, and you as single one is somewhere in the very, very end. And now it's completely vice versa. It is you who is the most important, and the systems are somewhere under you, serving you to fulfill your needs. They are at your disposal, kind of thing. They are here to serve you, because nobody needs them on their own. They are just because you want them to be there. If you don't, they wouldn't be there. While here it was like nobody asks you if you want or not. It is like that, and you should accept that and live with that, and just go and do, and just no questions, no discussions, just go ahead. And here it's completely different situation. And if you think it's some theory, some esoteric or something, it's so in everyday's life that, for example, for me, the brightest example of this transformation is YouTube. Because everybody can make their own channel and express their own ideas and spread those ideas to everybody, like millions of people, as much as that person can attract. If that person can attract billions, great. If just one person, also okay. You can do whatever you want and share information throughout the whole world. You have access to almost, I wouldn't say all people in the world, because we understand, not all people have internet and that sort of stuff. But still, the mechanism is completely different. Not like somebody with television. When somebody decided that you should watch this, we want to use that propaganda on you, we want you to believe in that. No, that was one kind of source uh, produced by systems, and nobody would ask actual people. And here, even if somebody is producing information, those people are free to go anytime, and they can all just stand up and go see something else, because so many channels are out there. They are just like endless, and this audience or any audience can go anytime to watch anything. No rules, no limitations. People can talk about one thing or 10 different things or 100 different things at very high level, like being a professor or being just a kid who is opening the freaking box, and people would watch him opening that box, and just because he is so emotional and because he's so happy to have that box, and that's it. So this is the major change which happened to the world, and that transformation, it has reflections in every how to say area of life of all the people. For example, before there was such a structure of the society when I am looking for the word how that was called when dynamics in Russian, of course, at least it is called dynamics, and I believe it can be called the same in English. First dynamic was your own family. It's a little system. Second dynamic is a national idea, like maybe, yeah, like nationality, let's say. Third dynamic would be maybe the whole continent or the country, something bigger. And the fourth dynamic is the whole humanity as a kind of species. For example, what exactly that means? Like when something is happening to the family, people would say, okay, we can sacrifice one person in our family to protect us. Like husband can protect his wife and his kids and his relatives. He would go and fight, and probably he will die, but all the rest, all the group will stay alive. Next thing is for example, one tribe or one city or one nationality, they would say, okay, we want, for example, I don't know, Germans or like Japanese people, whichever people, they wanted to survive, and they would say, okay, we want to make sure our culture will stay, our principle will stay, so we will send some soldiers, and even if they die, we will protect our heritage, our values, whatever we have. Also, something like that can be with the whole continent, with the biggest group of, I don't know, maybe religious, like when certain religions wanted to protect themselves, they can include different countries and go fight with others just because they wanted to prove something, that their understanding of God is better than in other religions, something like that. And the fourth is that if or when or if we can think of few movies when extraterrestrial forms of life would come over to the earth, that would bring us all together, and we would so want to survive as a species, like as a human beings, that we would forget about all our families, nationalities, religions. We would say, oh my God, we want just to survive that, and we should like overcome that, like let's say virus, for example, is also something that can influence everybody, and we are saying no, the most important is to survive, and after that we will continue to fight with each other, like divide something and all that stuff. But first we need to survive as a group, as the biggest group which is available. So those were different dynamics, and it was so obvious and so kind of, how to say, unquestionable that those sacrifices are essential and unavoidable. Like, who cares if you don't want to send your son to the war? We need our state to be protected. Just do it, and that's it. Or even if it's a big war, we can send all our people, like women and young and all men, just because even kids will be helping. We need to save our state, so our country, we will do that. And okay, so many millions would die, but it doesn't mean who cares. But nobody would question why is that? Because we want to save our system, which we belong to. But now it looks completely different. Like, people would ask, why would I be the one who should pay the price for something I don't even share? Like, I think, I don't remember who said that. Probably Orwell, or maybe somebody else said kind of like, unfortunately, those who call for wars, like, let's go and fight, they wouldn't go. Unfortunately, they would ask you to go, and they will stay there they are. And so when the group of people are sending one little person out there to die, this person normally nowadays is asking, like, what the hell? Why should I go there? I don't want to die. If you want, just go yourself, then do it. I don't want to do that. And for example, what I've heard about, just another day heard about Israel army, that if somebody's child is like somebody's son would die in that war which they have, there is a certain position when the guy would run to their parents to do it quicker than they would know from the internet or from the news, and say their parents the news that, you know, your son or your daughter, because they have also women in the army, is dead. And in this case, parents can say how it happened, who is responsible. I want to see the prime minister or whichever, whoever is in charge of that. I want to see. I don't remember who is the president, or I'm not that good at political situation there, but I'm saying that they can ask like the general, or for the general, or for the somebody from authorities, or the main people in the country, to come over to their place and explain how did that happen, and then they will actually go there and explain. Wow. And till the end of their life, they will be taken care of psychologically. They will be supported, because you can't just leave a person with their grief for the rest of their life, because it's so unnatural to like live longer than your kids, and especially if they are so young, and you don't have any others. Like, if it was the only child, the state will take care of how to say, the family through their life till the end, to support if they feel okay, if they have enough contacts, if they have enough usual opportunity to discuss, to share, to be supported in many ways, mostly psychological. So this is a different approach, and every life matters, and it is becoming more and more difficult to make people do something. If they don't share the idea, that's one thing. Or even if they share the idea, if they don't share the methods. Like, okay, probably we need money, but is that a great idea to just go to another country and steal that money, or just take some resources from them? Is it the right way to do that? So people are not just going there because they should or have to. They're questioning the system. They're saying, really? You think so? No, we don't think. We will not do that. So that major transformation is happening at so many levels that you can see it like any direction you would look, you would see that. For example, you can, before you would see massive production, and the idea was the more we produce, the better. If it's something unified for like billions of people, great. The bigger, the better. And the people now are saying, you know, I don't want to have something which billions of other people have. I want something special. I want something which is made for me, and which I understand how it was made and by whom. I don't want something like a system which is just making it thousands in a second. I want to see an actual person behind it, and something to be made specifically for me. That's how I can enjoy that. I want something what I need. I don't need something average which will fit everybody. I need my own. I need my color, my size. And now we can see, even like you can look at Barbies. Before it was, oh my god, everybody should like this type of a person, this type of a beauty. And now people are saying, no, you know what? I don't like your type of a beauty, because okay, it can be like that, but it's not that often like that. And it's not normal for everybody to like one type, because I, for example, like a different one. So they had to change their policy, and now you can choose between different types of like shorter, like a little bit more round, or a little bit more strong, or a little bit more anything. So it not necessarily should be one type fits everybody. No, people more and more want to customize their preferences and get their own product. And also the same about, for example, how they mannequin, how they called in the windows of shop.
Yeah, mannequin.
Mannequin, the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Those things, even they become different. You can see that it's not just a holder of clothes. It represents actual type of a person. And if you don't see your type, you wouldn't be interested. You want to see somebody who is like you, and then you will buy. So this is a major transformation which you can, as I said, see in every aspect of your life. It's not done in a second, like, as I said, it's not instant change which you will see, but it is, we're coming there. We're coming from big corporations to little companies, little businesses, which, for example, on eBay, on Alibaba, on different internet hubs, you can see how people are selling their little crafts, little handmade stuff, little products which we believe are useful, and if they are, they would produce a little bit more. But if not, they're okay even selling one or two, because for somebody it's important to present it to the world, and somebody it's important to consume it, and they are not looking for like global amounts of stuff. Everything becoming more and more specific and kind of individualized, I would say. Okay, that's one major difference, and I will talk about the other later on.